I can't lie, I'm still mourning. Furthermore, woke up expecting Ollie got sacked this morning. After the 5-0 mauling, club is a joke, it's appalling. Oh, how the mighty are falling, done with the talking. Ollie is done, stick a fork in. I said Ollie is done, stick a fork in. What? I can't lie, I'm still mourning. Furthermore, woke up expecting Ollie got sacked this morning. After the 5-0 mauling, club is a joke, it's appalling. Oh, how the mighty is falling, done with the talking. Ollie is done, stick a fork in. I said Ollie is done, stick a fork in. What? Yo, this is the OT99 Banter room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Therms, and I'm joined today by NK. And today we are going to do the game preview against Tottenham. People are calling it the end games. People are calling it, the last dance or whatever it is you want to call it. But quite frankly, what it is looking like is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got a limited amount of time, however many games that is, 2, 3, whatever, 4, to be able to turn things around, prove his worth, settle the fans' nerves, and basically get a grip of our spiraling form of poorness. So so we're gonna talk about that and everything surrounding it. There's a lot of stuff that's come out on the news since the last vid, and we're gonna get into it. So let's start off with this. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, NK, is obviously, when we lost against Liverpool, we had the discussions here, and we was all saying, you know what, some of us may have thought that he's going to get sacked. Me personally, I thought that he wasn't going to get sacked because I just don't feel Man United operate in that way where they're as efficient as they should be. But he's still here. It's been confirmed now that he's going to be taking charge for the immediate future. Anyway, he's going to be leading Ole at the wheel again against Tottenham. Now, for me, I see it as it being Ole's last shot. I don't know. Would you see it as it being... Do you think Ole can still save his skin? Or do you think this is just buying Man United board time to be able to sort out whatever they need to sort out with the manager situation and stuff? What's your views on it?
Well, I don't see it turning around because look, the warning has been there. And it's not just Liverpool game that the warning has been there. Warning has been there since preseason, Preseason. Remember when KPR was beating us in KPR beat us in preseason. Mm-hmm. Brentford drew us in preseason at Old Trafford. I think the only game that we had that we won was against Everton. But even that, we scored from set pieces. It wasn't really creating chances. So the problem has been there on preseason. He hasn't changed it. Against Leeds, yes, we won it, but we played bad. And then even Newcastle, who has sacked their manager at Old Trafford, at one point, you could say, I feel like the Old Trafford game against Newcastle, we only won it because of Cristiano Ronaldo debut. But if not, they could have taken some out of it. Can he turn it around? I don't see it, bro. He had 3 years to implement a style and everything. He has it. And whatever is going to happen, it's just going to be this team play on momentum. Sometimes we get momentum where we go 10 games and not unbeaten. Even when we have those momentum, it's not like we are winning 10 straight games. We don't even do that.
Draws.
We win 3 and then we draw 2. It's just not consistent enough. It's just no, but I just saw certain teams when you say the turn around. Arsenal, for example, bro, started the season, lost 3 games on a row. Would you say they're turning around? I would say so, because all of a sudden, they're winning. The manager knows his first 11. He knows what kind of first 11 that he play. Everybody seems to be doing the job. He dropped the goalkeeper who wasn't doing good. The new goalkeeper came in and he's been having good games. So that's what he do. You take out the people that's not good, and then you leave them about. It all come down to leadership with Man United. We got an owner who before they bought Man United, they've never managed a football club before. All they know is American football, so they haven't managed a football club before. So they are not experienced when it comes to managing a football club. Then you go our chief executive or whatever you call it, Woodward, who never had no experience also managing a football club. He never had a banker. So that was his background, banker. So he didn't know what to do in terms of football. So he's also, our owner is learning on the job. Our chief executive is learning on the job. And then they employ Ole Gunnar Solskjaer too, who, let's face it, his top level job that he had was at was at Cardiff. He failed. Modern, no one care about Modern. I probably can manage Modern and win
It's
something
work. It's work experience FC, bro.
Right. And Oli is there too with literally no experience. You look at the coaching to Carrick, all of them that's there too. None of them have experience. And then you look at our captain too. Our captain wasn't even captain when he was at Leicester. He was not captain when he was at Leicester. He never won nothing as captain at anywhere. And then, he's captain. So if you look at it, with all the people that are supposed to be the leaders that we supposed to look up to, none of them got that leadership qualities.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, right? It's a lot of good points that you make, and I feel like that's very valid as to why we are where we are right now, where there's no sort of leadership, consistency, everything that's going on right now. It's all stemming back to that. And I was sitting here last week and I was thinking, you know what, the thing that's going to make sure that Oli leaves, it's not like I want him to leave. I really want him to do well. I just want Man United to do well. And if he's the guy that's in charge, then yeah, great. But what I realized is that the only way this is really going to happen is if the fans start turning on Oli or the players start turning on Oli. And I couldn't decide. Remember last week, it was just like, not last week, the other day was just like, I thought the players were still playing for Oli when they're done with that comeback with Atalanta. And then Edwin was like, no, they're just playing to stay in Champions League, whatever. And I was confused. But now what you're seeing in reports is that, Sir Alex Ferguson has had to come down to the training ground, and Ronaldo is saying in the changing room that we need to go down tall, like keep going hard, like back your manager, whatever, like we could turn it around. And that is only telling me one thing, that these players are having doubts. These players are now saying, you know what, enough is enough. And you know what, Oli's a nice guy. And I think these guys respect him to that degree, not to come out and say, get rid of him. But deep down, they're like, you know what, this guy is not going to take us where we need to get. So that's where we're probably not hearing as much as we would have been hearing if it was someone more toxic like Mourinho, for example, managing the club. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and then you are literally kind of like spot on there. This thing that, because the thing is on Monday, the kind of stuff that were coming out. And all this kind of like stuff, when it come out, we know anything that goes on social media, especially like Twitter, when you hear like all the dressing room, that most of the time, it is true. There was like, when Ronaldo joined, for example, there was this report that, when they asked Ronaldo to do a karaoke, he said, no, he didn't do a karaoke, he gave a speech. And then you think like that, is there even any truth into it? And then just against Liverpool, when he done his interview, he said, yes, it's true. I didn't do what you call it, the interview, I didn't do like a singing, I just sang. So all this thing that was coming out on Monday, like, the players are questioning like the tactics. Oli had a meeting after Leicester game to ask them what it to be changed, and then players were voicing their opinion. And I've been told that Eric Bailly even challenged Oli after the Leicester game, like, why is he playing a player who is not fit? So you can just see that I played in a football team, and me and Ronnie too. One thing we need to do is like after every game, we talk. That's what players do. Players talk among ourselves too. We talk about how the manager is shook to take certain people off, how the tactics that we play on, how he's not doing well. But at the same time too, we like the guy because the guy was Ghanaian too, so everybody know how to play. So players talk behind the closed doors, and I'm not so. Well, the thing is, Oli's a nice guy. They like him as a person, but sometimes you just need to all these players are winners. Bruno Fernandes, for example, he has not won any major trophy yet as a player. And the talent that he got deserved to win something. Pogba talent deserved to win something. Yes, he's won the Serie A, but then he still want to win more. A lot of these players that are in our team, Rashford, they want to win more. Rashford, for example, want to finish his career to say, hey, I'm a Premier League champion. All these people, De Gea, for example, he want to win the Champions League. He won the Premiership. I think he won it like once or twice. I don't know how many times he won it, but he want to win it more. All these players are players that in history, you would say that they are good players, but they want to win more. And they can say, look, we like him, he's a good guy, but we want to win. And we don't see him as a guy to win, because I feel like at this moment in time, no one is having a hold of the dressing room. And as a manager, you need to have the dressing room together. You need to be the one that is telling people to calm down. You need to be, and at the moment, I feel like Oli has lost friends, and the kind of friends that he got in the players too, no one respects him. I feel like the guys like Maguire, your McTominay and stuff, or even maybe Luke Shaw, whoever it is, and Rashford, these players right now don't have a voice because they have not been playing well themselves. And when you not play well, you cannot be the guy leading it, because the first thing that's going to come is, bro,
they'll look to you for an example.
You play shit.
Yeah. I feel like the players have had enough, and I feel like to answer that question about whether the players are still playing for the manager, I don't think they are. I think maybe if they were, I think it's changed now. I think that they've moved on from that. I feel like the players are, or people are leaking stuff to the press, because there's a lot of reporters talking about how, we feel, and like I heard, I think the Telegraph or someone wrote how McKenna was saying how sources have likened our training to academy training rather than first team training. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, where's all of this coming from? Like, who's saying this thing? Who has access to our training outside of the players, the coaching staff? Who they're not going to say that about themselves. You know what I mean? The manager or the boardroom staff, they're not going to say that about themselves. So it has to be some players, or even under 23s, or someone that's seeing it and leaking that. You know what I mean? Because that's how these players are going to get their voice up without being in the spotlight. Do you know what I mean? So
it is a player. The thing is, players communicate with their agent. They communicate with their agent. They communicate with their wife and stuff like that. Like, for example, you know how we are, especially like with marriage couple. But me and my wife, one of the things that we do is pillow talk. But every gossip that goes on in his workplace, she tell me, and then it's vice versa too. So I feel like that's how it's kind of like leaking on. Like, for example, if Eric Bailly goes and challenge the manager, for example, like, what do you call it? You go home first thing, like, let's just say Pogba, Bruno go home. Babe, how was the game? Like, oh, you know what? It was so bad. Things in the dressing room was so bad that after the game, even Eric challenging the manager is like, yo, why is Maguire playing when he was not fit? They tell one person go tell, like, they tell their agent. Then the agents, agents also, one thing about agents is agents got friends in the media. They tell the journalists, and then all it's all out there. That's how this kind of like thing there. The players, I feel like they have lost confidence in all. But even they themselves, they are winners. They will never go there to just say, hey, you know what? We don't want to win games. They want to win games. But the thing is, whether you want to win games or not, you still need instruction, tactical discipline. I cannot go there and play my heart out. For example, one of the things that got leaked is that they said that the players said that they were asked to press Liverpool high up the pitch when they don't practice it. That was the first thing that was leaked out. There was no coordination
as well about how they are supposed to press. There was no tactics or no coordination or style of how you do it.
Right, and if you watch it too, that explained how, because our first goal was through pressing, and just literally we pressed, and then we made a mistake, and then boom, that was the first goal too. So when this kind of thing are coming out and everything just like that, it brought the right sound on the wall. Don't tell me between now and Finn, Ole's gonna go to the training ground and then just, if it is after this kind of thing, the first thing you tell the players to do, someone think like, are you sure, bro? Are you sure this is how we're gonna be Tottenham though? Because some of these players are not, they got knowledge too. And in their head, when this lost confidence in you, when you try to tell them to do something, shows that they don't want to do it. Me, one thing that I've realized too is, and I don't know, I've realized it since last season, and I think that was one of the causes about us leaking goals, but for some reason, our wingers don't never track back, but
they're never in position when we're getting attacked, hardly. And if they are, they just get like, sure. Like, he just fell off his form. He's just letting crosses come in, beat him on his side.
I
position is a mess.
Rashford, since last season where he was not tracking back. And then, there was this rumors that, he was injured and everything just like that too. So I thought maybe it was because of the injury. Even this season, I've seen him there and then he's still not tracked back. Like, but when everything goes wrong, how we got beat, like Man United, for example, the first thing as any manager, if you want to regroup, is the first thing you want to regroup is just say, hey, you know what? Against Spurs, we're going there for a 0-0 draw. And then if we get a chance on the counter, we're going to hit it and just do that. I don't see United going to play like that at the weekend. I don't see that. It's going to be the same shape. They're going to try. I feel it's just going to be one of those games that, but even if we win, we're going to nick, but we are going to concede chance after chance after chance.
It's going to be a lucky thing. It's going to be a lucky thing. And the thing is, right, is you saw it against the Liverpool game where Man United with Oli and the coach and stuff really don't have like no plan Bs or no plan Cs. When they try to flip up their style and tactics and do this whole press game, which I've been crying for, they didn't do it in a way which was coordinated. They didn't do it in a way that was well sort of structured. And obviously we got even more exposed and we got peppered. Do you know what I mean? And what really are turning into a laughing stock. You see Leeds chanting, you know, Oli at the wall, whatever like that, keep him in a game that really has nothing to do. You're talking about Leeds and Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Playing in the cup match, they were chanting like Oli at the wall, keep him at the wall. And I was thinking, we have really turned into the new Arsenal. Like we've really, like, I sit back and think, Man United of this, like just deep it, of all the clubs in the world, yeah, Man United has been in this position since Fergie left. A club of this magnitude, with all this money, with all of this history, heritage, stature, and you're just like, you look at the clubs around you, you just think, why does it have to be my club? Why does it have to be this team? We're not even like Arsenal, because yeah, we've got the history and stuff like Arsenal, even though we've won more trophies than that, but they've been around, they're one of the originals. It's just like, Man United, we've got the massive fan base and we pump money into this club like no man's business. We're sitting there bringing in all of these random coaches. I'm just like, United is looking like a real circus. Why don't we? Is it down to Woodward?
No, it's down to the whole club, the leadership of the whole club, bro. It's down to because that's what I said to you. Right now, if there was any plan in place or the finish, first of all, you ask yourself, and this is what every company does, even not just football company, every company does this, you know?
Yeah.
What was the target or the aim that we set ourselves at the beginning of the season? That's where you come to. What was the target? If the target to Oli, because the thing is, everybody in the club have to have a role. The goalkeeper need to be set a number of clean sheets that they need to do. Oli need to be set a target. Woodward need to be set a target. So the thing is, what was the target that they gave to Oli? Like, hey, you know what, Oli? We brought you all this players, so this season we expect a title challenge.
Yeah,
that's what you say that
100%.
And then our last 4 games, we have not won none of them in the Premier League. Champions League, you could say that yes, we won it, but we haven't had a convincing victory yet in the Champions League, and there is a chance that we might go out still. You know, so the question is, if someone is not hitting their aim, well, this is not a time to give them the chance to turn it around. This is when you say, like, you know what, I'm pressing the panic button now. Like, I'm pressing the panic button now. I don't care whether you don't have someone line up or not. Well, get rid of him.
100%.
Get rid of him.
But this is the scary thing,
keeping him whilst you're looking for someone else is even disrespectful itself. That can cause more damage as it is, because then he can just literally just start. It can be a whole chaos, you know. And now that's what the whole media people are talking. Like, they're talking about the Conte, and then they're talking about that. This is just all toxic thing around a club that you don't need. Yeah. You know, you sack him. Now everybody's not talking about whether Ole's going to get sacked or not. Everybody's talking about who the next guy is going to be, and then whoever the caretaker manager is going to be tomorrow. You give them like 1-2 games to say, hey, do that. I guarantee you, no caretaker manager come in and do worse as we did against Liverpool.
We're not doing that. I don't. The thing is, if Ole does get sacked, I see the caretaker manager realistically being someone like is already with us. So, which is not going to change unless you're bringing in someone else. I really do see it being someone like, I can really 100%. I can see them saying Michael Carrick or something like that.
No. Carrick,
like see, someone in house.
Carrick's time at the club is over. Carrick, yeah.
He's been in Mourinho.
When Ole goes, none of them guys now have to stay.
No, but think about it. Caretaker wise though. Who do you think?
What I've heard about who can be the caretaker, I've heard they're talking about Darren Fletcher being the caretaker. Bro, Carrick ain't gonna be a caretaker.
All right, not Carrick then, but what I mean is it's definitely gonna be someone internally. And what I'm thinking is like, is that really gonna be something? Is there any point?
Internally mean that
why pay all that money?
Someone internally, it means that they are trying to fix the problem. When they go externally, like how they did with Oli, then you know that it is going to be a long, because when Oli came, for example, when Mourinho got sacked, they could have probably installed Carrick there to say, hey, Carrick, you are going to be our guy for the next like 2-3 games, whilst we go and push from Tottenham. But that's what big clubs do. Big club put that system there. Look at Newcastle, for example. they sack Steve Bruce, yeah, they put that assistant or whoever he is in there. They're not gonna bring like Alan Shearer to say, hey, Alan Shearer, come and steady the ship while we get time. But they put someone in there, and within 2 or 3 weeks, they go. Leicester did the same thing too. Leicester went and poached Rodgers from Celtic. That's what class of ambition, they don't go for who's available now. They go for who they want, and they don't care what club they are. They go steal him there. United should be targeting Luis Enrique.
The problem is I don't think Man United planned well enough. And I think we know this. I feel like the reason why Ollie's still in the job because Man United were backing him. We went from 3rd to 2nd. And then everyone had this, look, we gave him new contracts, bro. Just before, like, we gave him not too long ago. The coaching stuff too, not too long ago. We're just thinking.
When have we seen that before too? Mourinho time, same thing, bro.
And it's just like, Man United
clearly I think it's a curse, you know. It's a curse.
It's a curse. And you know what it is? I feel like Man United is thinking, okay, Poch is in that job at PSG. He's not going anywhere, at least for another season or whatever else, or however long he lost. They're thinking about whoever they've got in their mind. I don't think it was even Conte. Do you know what I mean?
No, and they don't want Conte.
They didn't want him. And I'm just thinking of whoever they've got in their minds, they know that that person's not going to be available like soon. So when we're even saying like someone might even maybe like Zidane, I don't even know if that was even a Man United's thinking. I feel like they're probably thinking about someone that we're not even thinking about who's not being tutored. Because for you to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a new 3-year and be giving these coaching stuff new contracts, I'm thinking Man United, they didn't have no plan B. This was their plan A, plan B, and plan
C. This was their plan. This was their plan.
Which is why it's taken so long. I mean, I look at it and just like, look, Man United, the board is a mess. For me, it comes down to the board. And I know that we're going to be, like with Conte, I feel like, he's going to bring us some short-term success. Shit's going to get a bit messy. And then we're going to be looking right back at the managerial situation and right back at the board. And then we're going to be asking questions. And for me, it's like the board, it always comes down to the board and they're always out of the firing line for a bit.
Bro, it comes down to where, you know what, a perfect example was when Fergie left. Because Fergie gave them a lot of notice before he left, you know.
Yeah.
So before Fergie left, and that was when Woodward was coming in at the time too, you know.
Yeah.
Because when Fergie left, Baby Gill left too, and then Woodward came in, and then it was like a whole new kind of like system thing. At that time, and you know what, if that was when we started to feel that. Because when you come in and a guy like Fergie said, hey, you know what, I'll recommend David Moyes because I feel like David Moyes can do a job. He needs to come and say, look, I got my own ideas. Thanks for the recommendation, but I got my own ideas. I go a way that I want Man United to go. This is going to be a new Man United, and this is how I want things to go. And I want a world-class manager who's experienced, who have won before, and I wanted them to take over this team and rebuild it from the thing. But they did not have and that was then. They didn't have no plan. And I feel like the owners, for example, the owners give so much control in whoever is like they give so much control to Ed Woodward because they don't know too much about the sports side of things.
Very hands-off.
They know about the finance side of it. They don't know too much about the sports side of things. So they gave it to Woodward, and then Woodward's like, oh, okay, I don't think he even knew who the hell David Moyes was when he gave him the job around the time. And then when Moyes came and Moyes flopped like badly, LVG, you know what, today, I don't know why we went for him. Because he was one guy that, yes, he's won with Bayern, yes, he's won in Barcelona too, but he was another toxic manager too, just like Mourinho too, where he went there. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't go well too. And even if you look at the way he was playing at Holland before he came as too, he was playing some negative football. I watched the World Cup before he came in. It was boring. They were playing fair at the back. And you know what? They went to the quarters or whatever it was, a semi or whatever in the World Cup, but it was still very boring football. And then you looking at it and you're thinking, when he was coming in, you just thinking like, I don't see nothing because he was old. First of all, he was old. He hasn't been in club management for a very long time. So whereas other clubs are getting guys who are still at their game in their prime and winning stuff, who were just doing that. The only manager that I feel like it was planned was Mourinho. Mourinho was planned. Definitely. The minute Mourinho left Chelsea, Woodward just for like, you know what, that's my guy. I want him. That was the only guy. I feel like they wanted I feel like when Woodward took over from Fergie, I feel like he would have won Mourinho at the time. but I think he was at Real Madrid then, so he didn't go for him. But even Mourinho, I think when Mourinho got through at Chelsea, they just already made their mind that, you know what, no matter what happened with LVG, he's gone. He is gone. They made their mind from time. So the minute when he won the FA Cup, boom, you know how United do. They always send the newspaper there. And then he got sacked straight away because that was already planned. Mourinho was coming in. With Oli, and now, bro, they have no plan. They have no one else. And you know what? That is very, very, very bad too.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I can't help it. I mean, I saw something on the Twitter or whatever, and they were saying how in our last few games, what is it? Villa, we're bottom of the league, 20th. Villa, we lost. Leicester, we lost, obviously, 4-2. Liverpool, we lost 5-0. Big scorelines. And he was there. We drew against.
We drew. Everton too.
Is it Everton? Yeah. And we're just like,
1-1.
And we conceded a ton of goals as well. I heard, another stat where like Man United and this sort of compared with previous managers at this time, with these games in, and looking at how many we've conceded and we're leaking goals. And obviously the Man United fans are onto Oli, onto the board, onto the coaching, everything. And I had Phil Neville, I read something with Phil Neville, and Phil Neville was just like, you know what? Social media is like a cesspit, he called it, which is like, in other words, like nasty, horrendous. Is for people that are like the lowest points, the lowest point of their lives or whatever like that. But like, I didn't kind of agree with that in a sense, like it is in many ways. But in this case, when I look at it and look at what Man United is going through and look at what the fans are going through, when you're looking at results like that, 5-0 after Liverpool getting beaten against Aston Villa, losing 4-2 against Leicester, fans are going to have something to say. And it's not necessarily something that needs to be toxic or anything like that. But do you understand? If you're going to a job, right, and you're not performing at your job, the manager's putting you in and saying, bro, you're on flipping, what do you call it, disciplinary, or you're on flipping probation or whatever it is like that, you're getting a sack. You know what I mean? People will discuss it. And I feel like fans are discussing Oli, like they're not liking what they're saying. It's school, it's like primary school level coaching, what we're seeing. We're fat and we're talking. I don't feel like people like Phil Neville kind of understand, get it. I feel like they're talking from the other side of the world. Those people that don't know how much a toilet roll costs these days because they've gone through the system, they've made it, and they don't really understand. It's like them protecting their friend, protecting their boy, rather than really understanding that, you know what, this is a crisis that we're in. Gary Neville's the same. It's like, this is a crisis that we're in.
What I mean? Those guys are very hypocrite. They are hypocrite because you know what, Gary Neville sacked his own manager because they must own a football club. They sacked.
Salford.
Yeah, Salford or whatever it is. He said, "I sacked my manager after 5 games," and that was wrong for you to do. Yeah, you done it anyways, bro. You done it anyway. He said, "I sacked my own manager, bro." If he was the owner of Man United, bro, he would have given Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the boot. Bro, seriously, he would have sacked him because you know what?
Scholes keeps it real. Scholes keeps it real. He says what he says.
Bro, Scholes keep it real, but they don't say the stuff that he said. He was criticizing the performance, which what you need from parents is to do that. You know how Jimmy Carragher said, like, oh, I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is good enough and Man United need to get a good enough job. You can say maybe that's a bit wrong to kind of like come out and say it that kind of like way. What we expect Gary Neville to come and say is like, look, this, like, you see how Scholes kept it against Atlanta? That's how you keep it. Keep it real. Because the thing is, there's a lot of people out here that still like Oli, that are still like Oli in and everything like that. But bro, when a team perform, and then you know what, I'm like that too. When he does well, I give him credit. And when he does bad too, I criticize him. And that's what you expect from this guy. Bro, Phil Neville is saying that because here in America too, his team is doing pants. David Beckham team, he took over here, bro. He is doing shit. He's not making it through the playoff, which I don't even know if you guys know about how the whole American league kind of like works. But let's just say he came here and he has been shambles. He has been shambles. They've given him money to spend and everything like that. And he is shambles. Like, he just shambles. And you know what? He is still got a job because David Beckham don't want to sack him. If it's anybody, he would have got sacked too. But all these things just like that they're talking about and everything social media, bro, it's just nonsense because we see a team where our manager tell us that the team could have been better off rushing Harry Maguire back into the team because we needed him in defense. And yet, since he came there, we have conceded almost like 11 goals. And I'm a fan, and I'm just looking at it and thinking, like, really? It's like you're trying to sell me something, someone coming to sell me something, and then they just tell me I should buy it, whether I got doubt to buy it or not. And which is what right now we are seeing from Oli. Because some of the, you know what, forget the style of football. Some of the decisions that have been made, it's just poor. We watch games, the changes that come through games are poor. Harry Maguire, for example, you rush this guy to come back from injury, concede 4 goals against Leicester, against Atlanta to concede 2 goals too, and then against Liverpool to concede 5. Is he going to drop him at the weekend? No, he's going to be starting with Lindelof. So you're telling me like people do like a defensive partnership, concede 11 goals, and you're still going to keep it the same?
Yeah, he's got to flip it. He's got to do something. Look, these not upcoming fixtures. Oli, right? If I was him, I'll be like ripping up the manual and just saying, you know, if I'm going out in a way which is at least more attacking, at least more something that can, you know, take hold of a game, something that can win a game, not safe. Because look, if you play safe now and go and get yourself a draw and then get spanked against City, I don't know how you're going to turn that around. You're still going to get this, you know what I mean? You're still going to be on an immense pressure, still going to be at risk of getting sacked anyway. Fam, resurrect Donny van de Beek. Resurrect him, you know, understand? Go out and play flipping Cavani. Like, do something different. Right? Like, I know that Oli hasn't got the tactical nous, but what he should be doing is tinkering with that formation, trying to get as many people in that midfield, or even, you know, people say 5 at the back or whatever, but he needs to change something at least to try and salvage, because what he's doing right now is not enough. Oh, you're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
Against Tottenham, yeah, to me personally, that's not the time to just say, hey, you know what, let me give Van der Beek a chance, because look, he's on the rope. And one thing I know is they what do you call it with boxing is, you know, again, I watch Wada versus Fury, yeah, and when Wada felt like he was on the ropes, he's lost on point. He said, look, I know one thing only, and that is my right hand, and I must swing and swing and swing. And if something comes through, it comes through. Because the thing is, right now, look, only need to see the situation as this. Bro, I am gone. He needs to see it like this. I am gone, and I'm going out with no regret. I'm going to do it my way and say, like, look, this is how I wanted to do it, and it didn't work like how I wanted it. You know, don't start giving people, because the thing is, don't start giving people a chance. Don't do what people want you to do. Go out your way. So if your way is playing your Fred and McTominay and your Harry Maguire and thing, bro, do it your way. And if it doesn't go well, you come and you explain to us like, look, this is how I wanted to do it, but unfortunately, it did not work. Because the thing is, once you go and you start doing something that you're just not used to me, straight away, that itself here is weakness. If he comes in and then if we go to Tottenham and I see Van der Beek in the team, yeah, but to me, I see Oli caving to weakness. I see him like, bro, you're not in charge no more, because you have Van der Beek for almost a year and a half now. He has never been good enough for you. And now that you need to actually survive, you never trusted this guy. So why trust this guy when you are in need? But it's like this. If I'm in need, yeah, but I ain't going to go to some random stranger. I call the guys that I know that they have been there with me through and through. No matter what.
That's the thing, though. But that's the thing, though. It's like, is Donny a stranger? Because I feel like when I look at Arteta, for an example, it's not like to say you should be benching these guys for life. But what he done is like, he was on a bad run of form. We all remember this. He benched a lot of the first team guys. Aubameyang was just, you know, sideline. Everyone, he was just like, you know what? Smith Rowe, come into the fold. A lot of these youngsters come into the fold. They managed to get some form, stabilize the sit. And what he done was introduced the top first teamers gradually to join, and he got a nice blend. And what he's done now is he's churning out results. He's carried on over to this season. I feel like certain men, like you said, Maguire, why is he still playing? You know, sure, if his form is bad, you know, why can't you, you know, do something different? You know, Fred, you know, guys that you're saying, Scott McTominay, again, why? Like, is he playing for the club, or is he playing just to be say that, that I told you souls or prove someone right. Because if he's putting
he's just because that's what the manager trusts. Every manager, bro. And then you think you just say,
but your trust could be wrong though. Your instincts and trust could be wrong. That's what
and that's my point. Like, it is wrong because look at what you call it when Fred and McTominay played against Everton, and then they were just so bad and everything like that. Oli came out and said like, oh, he felt like they were good. No, I think against Villa, yes, Aston Villa, we lost that game, and everybody was talking about the Fred and McTominay partnership. He came out and he said like, oh, he thought that they were good, they were breaking out the play and everything just like that. And you think, what's this guy smoking? Against Leicester, we lost the game. All the Pogba came out, Pogba said something need to change. All the players were coming to say like it was just bad performance. And then Oli came, and then he came to defend it. Literally, he came to defend it. It being Rodgers literally after the game. I've never seen a manager talk about Rodgers, who does not manage Man United, said everything that was wrong about our team. And Ole could not say nothing wrong about our team. Rodgers said that the United midfield were not pressing.
Yes.
So we were able to kind of like have time on the ball. And
I remember that. Yeah.
Right.
That's embarrassing, bro.
That's embarrassing. And the thing is, that's what I say. Look, and he said that. And then what did Ole do against Liverpool? He asked his midfield to press. And that's what I said. And that's not something that he does. And it backfired against Liverpool. I tell you what, with Liverpool, if we play how normally he play in big games, which is we defend deep, we defend our numbers and hit them on the target. Well, we would have beaten Liverpool or get a draw, which is what I thought he was going to play like that. But then the thing is, and that shows you a manager who is not in charge because he reacts to bad stuff too much. I bet you when we go to Tottenham maybe Tottenham, you will say it's a team that maybe you should be pressing them because their centre backs are not really good on the ball. But like Dyer,
Tottenham's not in good form anyway. They're really in bad form.
They're not good form. Maybe that's the thing. And I told you like he picked because what game did we lost a game at home. I forgot what team it was, and then he played Fred and McTominay. I think it was the Aston Villa game when we the Everton the game before we played. I think it was Everton before Leicester, and he played
We drew Everton. No?
We drew, and it was Fred and McTominay, and we drew. And I said he's going to change it against Leicester, but I feel like Fred and McTominay will be better to play against Leicester. I said it after that game, and I said Ole's going to change it because that method did not work. But I feel like against Leicester, away from home, you need those two. He went and then he went to play Pogba in there, and then Lord and behold, we could not press because Pogba in the midfield would not press like that, and we got exposed. So you need to know, as a manager, you need to know what players are going to be good for what kind of team. And at the moment, because he's under so much pressure and he's trying to make it work, he is losing one thing that is good for him. He is losing himself, and he's trying to play how other people want him to play, and it's not working for him.
Look, we know one guy that's been thrown around in the media as someone that really, apparently, I read from Fabrizio that he's in love with Manchester United. He wants to manage Manchester United. Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte is synonymous for winning. Antonio Conte is synonymous for his three at the back, 5 defenders. He's synonymous for a guy that likes the full control, outspoken, stands up for what he believes in, doesn't have it, basically. He is looking like a possibility, if things go wrong with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to take over our club. If Conte takes over our club, how do you see him fixing this team? What formation, actually, it's easy to say what formation he's going to play, but what players in his system do you see him sort of fielding in a starting lineup? How does he sort it?
Me, first of all, if Conte or whoever the manager comes in here, one of the first things that I want them to do,
coaching stuff,
but like doing negotiation, don't, because United do this thing is we are just so obsessed of keeping the past with the football club, and that's what is damaging us, because Moyes had to keep some coaching people there. Mourinho, LVG kept Giggs on when he shouldn't have kept Giggs on. Mourinho kept Carrick on because the club made them do that. The club made them do that. I want them to stop. First of all, they need to stop that. Stop trying to hang on to United DNA or we need to keep the past. But these guys, Michael Carrick is never ever going to be a Manchester United manager. If you want to, let them find their way like how when Rooney is finding his way at Derby. And you know what, to be honest with you, when Rooney, Derby, he's doing a wonderful job there. I'm not saying giving the Man United job, but he is doing it. Bro, you see how Derby is broke, no money, no place, and he is still grinding out results and everything like that? That's how you learn on the job. Don't sit and be hiding behind managers. First of all, manager coming, bro, say, this is me. I'm coming with guys I trust. Goalkeeper department, but even if you want to bring his own kids man, let him bring his kids man and fold the clothes how they want to fold his clothes, bro. Bring your own coaching team and say, this is my guy. Mourinho used to do that. The minute Mourinho assistant left, bro, the whole thing went down.
It's important, bro. Very important.
Very important. Managers trust guys. They pick them based on how they want to play because they've been doing that a lot. Poch do that all the time. Anytime he loses an assistant, he finds someone else that kind of have the same idea as him and they implement it because people underestimate how much important coaches are. Coaches are very, very, very important.
Yep.
They are the guys that are more in charge on the training ground than any other thing. So it's important to kind of do that. So first of all, get rid of all them guys, bro. Get rid of all them guys. Don't even keep, as I said to you, keep my everything. Just get everything. New people come, new ideas. Conte, we have been discussing ourselves what kind of formation because Conte, the thing is, one thing that is certain is 3 at the back. He's always gonna play 3 at the back. So we all know that. Now he has normally with Inter he played 3 at the back, but then he played with 2 strikers up top, and at Chelsea too he played with 3 strikers up top. I feel like if he comes to United, he will play with straight striker up top. So it will be like a 3-4-3 formation. That's what I feel like he would do. 3 at the back, 4 in midfield, and then 3 strikers too. Personally, I feel like that's how he's gonna do. Personally, I feel like Conte is gonna love Ronaldo. Conte is gonna love Ronaldo. I'm not even gonna lie. They're both passionate and everything like that. They might clash from time to time, but one thing about Ronaldo, one thing I've seen even with his Portugal friend and everything like that, bro, if you're a winner, Ronaldo is with it. That's with Ronaldo. Ronaldo like winners. As long as Ronaldo is winning, you are winning, bro. You are his best friend. He done it with Portugal, bro. He tried that Portuguese manager like it's nothing because that guy wins. And when you win, bro, when you ask him to do something, he will do it. Players start to question when stuff go wrong. When things are going right, bro, ain't nobody questioning you. If Harry Maguire came and played against Leicester United won, everybody would not have questioned only to say, why did you play him? So first of all, I feel like the 3 up top, me personally, I feel like it will be Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho. Cavani, we all know he's leaving next season and everything like that. He can still probably play. Maybe he might prefer Cavani, but the thing is, Cavani, I feel like it's pointless kind of giving him a lot of game time, especially when we all know that he's going to leave at the end of next season because what's the point of playing him? He's scoring 20 goals, then what? You're going to give him another contract too? These guys are old, Always give the guys at the future a chance. Greenwood is going to be someone too that can come in and out of the team or not if he finish, so in and out of the team. And then the 4 in midfield, I don't know why, but personally, I feel like Conte can make the Fred and McTominay partnership work. I don't know why. The thing is, it's not even about what these guys cannot do and cannot do. It's about what a manager wants you to do. He will tell them what to do and they can do. Although, everybody's saying when Conte come in, Pogba is gone, but that's not the case. Conte was the one who brought Pogba to Juventus, We seem to forget that, but he knows Pogba really, really well.
Which is why that midfield, like I was saying, I know that Conte likes his defensive midfield. He likes to have at least 2. But the thing is what you already said and what your strikers are. You're talking about Sancho, you talk about Ronaldo, and you talk about Rashford. We've already got a team. We've got a lot of attackers anyway, but you've already got a team where eliminating Cavani, you've got Greenwood, you've got Pogba, who's a midfielder, but he's also an attacker because he plays left wing at times. And you've got Bruno Fernandes as well. that doesn't seem like they're already going to be part of your middle. If you're saying Scott McTominay and Fred, and this is the challenges. I just it's curious to know like what you're thinking and how do you think it'll work?
The thing is, as I say, he's the manager, or he can probably go and play that how he played with Inter, where he played two up top. But then when you play two up top, when you play two up top, guys like Bruno and Rashford can play, because Rashford can play with either Ronaldo or Greenwood or whatever it is as the two strikers up there, But then the question is, then do you turn Sancho into a wing back or what? That is the problem. The thing is, one of the main problems in this team, if any manager that comes in, is Bruno and Sancho. They are the two guys that their position is kind of like set. They don't really know how to play any otherwise, because Bruno is a 10. You get any manager that come and play a 4-3-3, Bruno is not playing as a 10 no more. He's playing in the midfield.
I can see him playing up as a striker, if under Pep's team, you know how Pep likes to use his AMCs and randomly do like a false 9 thing. I feel like in contest formation, like there's no reason why Bruno couldn't for the odd game.
You can never use him as a false number 9 when you got guys like Ronaldo, Cavani, so that's not gonna fit. But you know what? They're finished. Right now we got this kind of players where
Conte used Victor Moses as a wing back. And when I was talking to you guys and I was like making a team of what Conte could use, and I was just like, look, Shawman could be maybe like left wing back, and then also like you can have right wing back, being someone like Sancho, because they play so high up anyway. But the only thing is, and my doubts about Sancho playing that right wing back, is that his defensive attribute, his defensive work, we need to go from 0 to 100 under Conte, and can he do that?
But then that's the thing, this guy. The thing about young guys is young guys, when they get a winner and someone is respected, bro, Conte is coming in as, bro, the thing is, you say Conte right now, bro, and this is where I'm talking about when I say like managers who are winners here, they are guaranteed to win. Conte, Juventus won the league. Chelsea won the league. Inter won the league. Italy, you managed Italy too. He was good at Italy, very good, because he went to Italy when Italy national team was shambles. He took hold of the team, and he was very good there too. So as a player, you just know that, look, either his way or I'm out. Now, for example, what only people are doing is that people are saying, like, look, I'm going to outlast this manager because he's not good enough. Sometimes players demand respect. If Conte, like, look at Lukaku, the way Lukaku talk about Conte. He said, I went there, and then he showed me how to play different. Players listen to the top managers. If Conte goes on today, and then he tells Sancho, like, look, I know you are a winger right now, but I feel like you can be a top wing back, and I can show you how. That guy from Inter Milan that went to PSG, what's his name again?
Hakimi,
for example. He was a wing back, but bro, that guy bangs more goals than any other thing. He can tell you, like, bro, I can play as a wing back, and you will still not lose your goal scoring ability and your asset, and you can be just doing that. All I ask you is that I need you to always track back and help the defense out when we have to keep it up. But the thing is, these players will do it. Look at Chelsea when they play. Do you know? Look at.
I see that more working if we had maybe a Dan James because of his work rate, rather than it being Sancho. Though. I mean, Sancho. I mean, if you're talking, okay, who would your fullback be then? Who would your fullbacks be?
The thing is,
would it be?
Sure, but you know what? Sure, but I question Shaw's mentality under a manager who is very demanding, because Shaw doesn't like being demanded, especially with Mourinho. I feel like mentally, I feel like Shaw is very weak mentally. So I don't know when a manager comes and just very demanding, because I feel like with Oli was more relaxed with him, whereas he say, look, just go kind of like play your game. Southgate was a bit like that too. With England too, they kind of like don't put too much pressure. Managers like Conte, for example, they're on the touchline. They are telling you, go left, go right, come space. A bit like how Mourinho is, and when you don't do what they say, they're going to come at you. And that's how the top managers are. They kind of like fire free. Even with Club 2, I feel like they are be like that. In the heat of the moment, I cast you, you cast me. After that, let's hug it out. But some of these players too, the English players too, especially with what do you call
it? So who would it be then? Who would your fullbacks be, NK? You're dodging the question.
I feel like Tellers could be the big one to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like he can be the good one to do it, because with him, he got a cross in him. He can score goals too. And I would not mind seeing Conte putting him there ahead of Shaw. He does
and maybe
rotate a lot.
Shaw could be left center. Shaw can be the left side of a three because we've seen him play that position and play it well. You know what I mean?
You never know too. So maybe he could do it like that too. But I don't know. The thing is, Shaw too. I've seen Shaw scoring goals with England, so he can score. But the thing is, in a wing back, yeah, from what I've seen is anything that plays center back, yeah, them wing backs be so they be scoring goals. They be attacking, they be scoring goals. They are more like the decoy kind of like guys. Look at Chelsea. You look at Ben Chilwell. He banged 2 goals already this season, you know, playing as a wing back.
I think those are the guys are the most pivotal guys of Conte's teams, those fullbacks. So it's just like, if Conte was to come in, he'll look at that fullback position straight away and think, can Shaw do it? Yes, he can do it. Has he got the mentality for it? It's yet to see. Can Tellers do it? Maybe he can. We've seen what he's done, you know, before he came to Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, can he do it? That's where question marks will start flying up. Then who else can we play on that right-hand side? You know what I mean? And that's where it will get a bit tricky. So if Conte was to buy someone,
then Delaney is weak too.
He's weak
but
too.
But one thing about Conte is, you know, he's going to rotate. He is going to rotate.
Me personally, I would like to see, and this would be funny, but I would like to see Luke Shaw, left side of that centre-back partnership, with flipping Varane in the middle at the heart of it. And then maybe like your Lindelof or Bailly, maybe like Lindelof because of his consistency and he's
we said Harry Maguire to Aston Villa on loan, yeah?
Harry Maguire, because right now I can't pick him in my centre-back partnership because of his form is just not good. And then for me, people will say I'm crazy, but I would literally put Rashford. I put Rashford there under Conte. If Conte's telling him, you know what, track back, you need to be defending, he's got the fitness for it. He's got the pace for it. Bombing up forward as well.
Are you doing it to play 2 up front or 3 up front?
I'm doing it today. I'm doing it to play 2 strikers. So my 2 strikers will be Ronaldo and it will be Cavani. Do you know what I'm saying? That right back position, right wing back position, I'll have to go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka because Sancho can't. I don't think he can do that, right? But it will literally be Rashford, Wan-Bissaka there, Aaron Wan-Bissaka there, and the fullback positions bombing up, yeah. And then I'll have Ronaldo and I'll have flipping Cavani up top. And then in the midfield, it'll be 2 DMs. It has to be 2 defensive guys. So it will have to be someone like.
But then the midfield, they played three in there, you know. They play because with the Springy one, with the Inter one here, he had a DM, a defensive midfielder, that's one, and he had 2 center midfielders there too. Yeah. The Inter one. So it has to be someone who's good on the ball, which we don't have now. Maybe Matic will play there, and then you will have the other 2 middle there too.
Yeah, that's what. Look, I'll do it. Matic, because you're going to need it. Matic, Scott McTominay, Fred, and then your 2 strikers up top. Those fullbacks. So
that means Pogba, Bruno loses out. Pogba, Bruno, Sancho.
This is the problem. Because for me, under Conte, when I've seen his teams, and what you've picked up, is he likes 2 defensive guys. Like if you look at his team at Inter, look at his team at Chelsea, he doesn't. I mean, he can potentially work with a Pogba. He likes Pogba, but he's gonna have 2 defensive people alongside Pogba.
Even at Inter, for example. I mean, when Eriksen went in, he struggled to get into the team, but later on, Eriksen actually did manage to get into the team. My only worry is if we play 2 up top, I don't see our Wan-Bissaka being a wing back because attacking-wise, he's very poor attacking-wise. And when you play 2 there, you need your wing backs to be coming forward.
Sancho, put him on the right wing.
It could be. The thing is, it will be good to just see a different manager coming doing that. And you know what? I tell you what, I watched Inter Milan versus Man United at preseason. And you know, the funny thing is, Conte and Ole, yeah, kind of got this job around the same time. Ole had a head start in December, and then Conte, after that, the summer, Conte took over Inter Milan. I remember because Inter played Man United, and that's when Lukaku was supposed to leave and go to Inter. And even with this little summer period of thing, I remember them playing from the back. And it was beautiful, but the way Inter was playing they were playing from the back, and it does not matter what press you press this team, bro. They were just so comfortable playing from the back, and I saw them even in the Champions League too, playing from the back too, bro. It's just beautiful because you know that they have been drilled, they have done it over and over, and you could blindfold them, and they will still be able to pass from the back, and that to me, yeah, that was very beautiful thing to watch. And I feel like this team need a manager that would train them in a system that he likes, and then with the backing of the board with a bit of money and stuff like that, he will get his settle in. And then I'm sure, like, the thing is, the top managers, when they come in, because games are won and trophies are won through the training ground. What you practice on the training ground is what you see in games. And when the players practice over and over again, bro, and the managers get the kind of players that he feel like they are good enough to come in to do the job, and the board should not stand in their way to say, hey, I want to sell Martial and buy this, and say, nah, we want to keep Martial because Martial is... Bro, no. When you get a manager, give him, because that's what I said, you need to have a structure. You need to have the guy that you feel like will benefit your players. So if you bring someone like Kante in and he say, look, Martial is not my guy, I don't like him, and I want someone who is very defensive and strong, bro, say yes, because you brought him in. Mourinho, today I said it, if Mourinho had his way and brought in the guys that he wanted to bring in, United would have won a league title. Easily as that. But maybe the squad wouldn't have been the best, but we would have won something.
Boy, look, you've heard it from us, man. Look, we gave our views, we gave our opinions on the current situation. This is the pre-match analysis for, the end games right now, the last dance. These are the last few games that Oli has, left to turn things around. And we're about to see it. We're playing on, is it Saturday against Tottenham?
Saturday, 5:30 kickoff.
Well, you know what I mean? We're here for it. We're here for it.
The last dance.
You're going to catch us doing our post-match review, giving our opinions on that game as well. But until then, remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter @99banter, Instagram @OT99_banterroom, TikTok @OT99banterroom. Look, remember to like, comment, subscribe, support the ping. Peace.